Conor McGregor was asked point blank what he was allegedly taking for 2 years. His actual answer?
I don't even know. If you're gonna ask what was I don't even know. Don't know. I don't want to know.
Man, you have to let that sink in for a second. Hours from the biggest comeback fight of his career, and his defense to the biggest scandal of that comeback is that he genuinely never asked what was going into his own body. He was gone for 5 years, and now, in the T-Mobile Arena, Max Holloway across the cage for the second time in over a decade, man. And every hype reel, countdown show, every Mystic Mac is back headline this week has quietly stepped around the part where this comeback comes with a documented paper trail, and I mean documented, that says it isn't as clean as advertised. Let's go back to July 21, UFC 264, the trilogy fight against Dustin Poirier, okay? McGregor snaps his tibia and fibula, one of the ugliest injuries this sport has ever seen. Elite surgeon Neil Elatrachi, or however you say his name, the same guy who's operated on Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady, rebuilds the leg. But he's worried this leg isn't fusing right. And then he sends McGregor to the bone specialist. And here's where the story turns a little bit. McGregor applies for a therapeutic use exemption. This is a doctor's note that lets an athlete use an otherwise banned substance for a real medical reason. But, he gets denied. So what does he do? He pulls himself completely out of the drug testing pool. At the time, there were exactly 2 ways out of that pool: retire or stop being a UFC fighter. McGregor was neither. He just left, and nobody stopped him. Almost 2 years pass, and to be honest, this is where it stops being purely a recovery story, because by October 2022, Justin Gaethje is already saying it out loud.
Right now, he hasn't been drug tested by USADA in quite some time. I'm looking for a fair competition. You know, if he's on steroids, then give me steroids and let's go. Yeah, I'm down with that. But my health is my biggest factor. I have never taken a performance-enhancing drug, and I do not want to fight people that are taking performance-enhancing drugs. So once again, even if I don't even know how it works. I don't even know how steroids work. I'm sure there's windows. I'm sure he'd be fine. I'm sure he can come back and be clean. But the fact that he hasn't been being drug tested tells me he's been off taking steroids, you know, whether to heal his leg or not. If I break my leg, I'm not taking steroids to heal my leg. So
his exact words, man. If I break my leg, I'm not taking steroids to heal my leg. And then McGregor finally re-enters the pool in October 2023. And this next part is not a rumor. This is on the UFC's own website. In 2024, after he's already back in the testing pool, McGregor misses 3 scheduled tests: June 13th, September 19th, September 20th. Officially classified as whereabouts failures. And this is a detail that is important. June 13th, the day of that first missed test, is the exact same day Dana White announced McGregor's fight with Michael Chandler was cancelled. The standard punishment for 3 whereabouts failures is a 24-month ban. McGregor cooperated, and it got reduced to 18. That suspension ran through March of this year, which means the guy fighting tonight was less than 4 months ago still serving a ban for dodging his own drug tests. Then last month, the New York Times drops the first investigation. They laid out the TUE application in detail, reporting that McGregor and his team were exploiting a loophole in the system, and a follow-up report just landed days ago. And this time it's alleging he kept taking anabolic steroids and HGH even after the leg had fully healed, allegedly because he liked how it made him feel. And now this is the honest caveat, because I do my homework. There's no positive test attached to any of this. There's no smoking gun. The steroid use allegation is built on anonymous sources, and both McGregor and the UFC deny it flat out. The UFC says he's been tested 19 times in the last 2 years, the most of anyone on the roster. His manager went on Ariel Helvani's show and called it a hit job.
You love him or you hate him, but this is like a hit job. And it's either a hit job on us or the UFC. We have our suspicions on the parties, if you will.
And pointed at how conveniently the timing lined up right as his comeback got real.
It's like, look at the timing of when it all happens. Like, they're talking about stuff from 5 years ago, and they're talking about it right before the White House event, and they're talking about it right before the McGregor return.
The UFC also directly denied that cutting ties with USADA back in 24 had anything to do with McGregor specifically. They said the move was already in motion beforehand. This is my actual take. Forget the anonymous sourcing for a second. You don't even need it. The confirmed record already tells you everything. 2 years voluntarily outside the testing pool, then back in it, then 3 more missed tests in a single year anyway. That's an official UFC sanction with his name on it. Maybe every ounce of the steroid allegation really does trace back to legitimate medical necessity, like he claims. Fine. That still doesn't explain 2024. And
Don't know. I don't want to know.
is a strange thing to say about your own body when the receipts are already sitting on the UFC's own website. So whatever happens in that octagon tonight, Holloway finishes him early or McGregor pulls off the biggest comeback this sport has ever seen, this conversation is not ending tomorrow. Because I'm telling you straight up, I don't even know is not an answer. I think this is a strategy.